Hello, Kiss Army, and welcome to another episode of Kiss Army Things here on YouTube. My name is Xander. Sorry we've been away so long. We haven't had any episodes recently in the last month or so. Jeb's been on vacation and I've been taking a break, but now we're back. I have with me a very special guest, Pasquale Vari from the Kiss Army Nation podcast. How you doing, man?
Hey, Guy, how's it going? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I really appreciate you hopping on here last minute to talk about the Kiss Cruise, man.
Oh, any opportunity to talk about the Kiss Cruise is a good one. Anytime. My pleasure. My pleasure.
Fantastic, fantastic. So are you well rested or are you still recouping from the whole experience?
I thought I was a rock star. I could recuperate the next day. It took me about a week.
Really?
I'm not sure if it's because I'm getting old or if it's because it's Kiss Cruise crud, because a lot of people after the cruise was complaining about fatigue and headaches and fever, and some of them had to be hospitalized. So I thought maybe I had a bit of that. I don't know. But when I was on the ship, it was like having a great time, but I was constantly exhausted all the time. I was never fully rested. So I was always fighting fatigue.
Didn't you say you were up for 25 hours straight one day?
On the very first day, 25 hours straight.
Just didn't want to miss anything, did you?
Not a thing. Not a thing. I was basically on a good 5 hours of sleep a night, which was a lot for a Kiss cruise. Quite a lot, actually.
For sure. So I've never been on any cruise. Of course, I didn't get to go on the Kiss cruise this year. Neither Jeb or I did. We had planned on it, thinking maybe we'd be able to make it work, but weren't able to this year. But that's why I had you on, because I get to live vicariously through you today and get to hear about all your experiences. So if anybody listening is like me, you need to get to hear or get to go on the Kiss cruise. We have Pasquale here who had a firsthand experience. And so before we dive in too much, I wanted to do the Kiss Spotlight real quickly, which is where we always talk about what Kiss album we've been listening to the most or most recently. And so I'll start it off, since obviously I'm kind of throwing this on you last minute, but the one I wanted to spotlight was The Elder, because we just recently celebrated the 41st, I think, anniversary of The Elder. And so I actually pulled out my first pressing of The Elder. I put it on the turntable and just let it spin. And I think The Elder is a great album. I know there's mixed feelings out there about The Elder, but I love The Elder. Pasquale, what do you think about The Elder?
Oh, I like The Elder. When it first came out, when I first was introduced to The Elder, I wasn't crazy about it, because at the time, like many other Kiss fans, I didn't get it. But as time went on and I listened to it more and more, I really got into it, especially lately there was that fan project, H Endure. And I got to see The Elder in a whole different light. So I'm enjoying it really a lot as of now.
Yeah, I got that CD. The Ancient Door CD was awesome. I let Jeb listen to it. He loved it too. I thought they did a great job.
Yeah.
For sure. Did you get any of the Elder merch that came out about a year ago?
I got a couple of the shirts. That's it.
Yeah, I got one of the shirts too. So what do you want to spotlight this week, Pasquale?
It's funny, if you had me on the show every week, every spotlight for me would basically be a new vinyl that I purchased. So I just got the symphony vinyl, the bootleg though. It wasn't it's not the original that costs I don't know how many thousands. I got the bootleg, so I'm listening to that on vinyl, and I love that CD. I love that concert. I love how everybody sounds on it, and it was I was happy to finally get it on vinyl.
This bootleg, is it the gray one?
Yeah,
I've seen that.
That's right.
Going around. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
It wasn't very expensive compared to the original, so I got myself a copy.
Good. Yeah, I think Kiss Alive 4 is probably one of the only records I don't have in my collection, but if I had it, it'd be one that I would need to complete my collection. But yeah, you're right. I just can't seem to find an original copy that I can afford, because they go for so many hundreds and almost $1,000. It's ridiculous.
No, because I think that was released only on the Casteria box set. So you're not going to get that for a decent price unless Kiss re-releases it with another colored vinyl or something like they did for Greatest Hits. We're not going to get an original version of that.
I should have purchased that when it first came out in 2014 or whatever it was. That one, the Millennium Concert, which I finally did get an actual pressing of, an official pressing, but Kiss Alive 4 and Kiss Unplugged are ones I should have got immediately and just didn't think about it.
I'm surprised in 2022 how many of those 2014 re-releases are still available today. You
Yeah.
can still find quite a few of them.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the Kiss Cruise talk, because as I know, this is not your first Kiss Cruise, correct?
Nope, it's my fourth. I've been on
Fourth.
1, 4, and 5.
1, 4,
then this
5,
one.
and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to, as we'll go along, I want to see how this one compares to some of the previous ones. But before we can even talk about the Kiss Cruise, we got to start with Kruise Fest. So talk to us about Kruise Fest. What is Kruise Fest, and how did that start? And then what was it like at Kiss Cruise Fest 2022?
Cruise Fest is a pre-Kiss cruise party organized by Joe D'Angelo and his wife, Patrice D'Angelo. And Claudio and myself are two of the many volunteers who helped Joe and Patrice run the Cruise Fest. And I got to tell you, that was a 2-day event, and I was exhausted after those 2 days, even before going on the ship. And on that first day, I was up 25 hours straight because I didn't want to miss a thing, not a single thing. And I mean, any gathering of the Kiss Army, be it a concert, an expo, or in this case, Kiss Cruise or a pre-Kiss cruise party, it's a monumental event. And really, it started at the airport. I didn't know how many Montrealers were going on the Kiss Cruise, and we were all on the same plane. We must have been about 15 people.
Oh, wow.
So when I got onto the plane, I asked the pilot if he'd give a shout out to the Kiss Army, to the Kiss Cruise Army, and he did. And man, we all started cheering on the plane.
That's fantastic.
And that's how it all started. So listen, we were on the plane, we landed, got to the airport, went right to the hotel, put our bags away, bang, it was right to work. Now, right to work means I was supposed to go at the table and help out with the VIP packages, right? So people who register and stuff. But then I saw the room with all the merch and I lost my mind. I thought, so I neglected my duties and I went around to all the tables. I just started buying. Listen, I wasn't even there a half hour. I had to go to the ATM machine to get more money. It was ridiculous. But it was so cool because you come in, you had registration table for the VIPs, and you could have ordered pre-ordered Cruise Fest merch, which they give you. They give you lanyards and all that, and then you go into a room and there's tables with merch. So there was Chris Hoffman's table with his prints. There was tons of stuff there. There was Julian Gill selling some of his books. I got some stuff there as well. I lost my mind in that LA, man. What can I tell you?
That is fantastic.
But that first night, the first night of 2, it was the Bon Voyage party, and that was hosted by DJ Noise. And it was nice because there was an outside, I don't know what you call it in the US. We call it a terrace. When you go outside and you sit down and hang out. And what do you guys call it in the US?
You mean like a terrace?
Yes, a terrace. We call it a terrace. Yeah. A terrace, yes.
Okay.
So he's spinning music on the terrace, and the Kiss fans are all out drinking and having a good time and talking and getting reacquainted. And for me, that's the high of any of these events. It's not the event itself, but it's sharing the event with all of the Kiss Army. That's for me is the high. So we did that, and then there was the comedy night hosted by Courtney Cronin Dole, and with Craig Gass and Hal Sparks. And these are Kiss related jokes. If you're not a Kiss fan, you wouldn't appreciate this show. It's made specifically for the Kiss fans, and it was insanely funny. Craig Gass was just hilarious. The stories he was telling, it just had us in stitches. Yeah. And the cool thing about this particular comedy night is that they had a surprise rock star give his first performance as a comedian, and it was the Peter Criss from Dress to Kill. And he was in full Peter Criss makeup, and he did his first stand-up. Craig Crane was his name. He did his first stand-up. It was a lot of fun. And we were in a small room because we're having issues with finding locations. That particular hotel kept on jumping from room to room, so we were pretty cramped in. No one cared. We were just having a good time and laughing up a storm. So that was like the first night, and after that was done, we're at the bar. We're talking to people. It was nonstop. I went to bed, I think, what, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 25 hours straight. Woke up the next morning. I forget what time it was, 8, 9 o'clock. Right back to work at the registration table. And what did I do? I saw new merch. Went back and got more stuff. And oh my God! And I thought to myself, how am I supposed to bring all this stuff over? Because I had a luggage that was empty. I brought my huge luggage with all my costumes and stuff, and then I brought a carry-on that was empty. That was half full already. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna lug stuff home, but anyway. Wow. So that day at 4 o'clock, we got on the shuttle party bus to go to the Yost in downtown LA, where we had several bands playing. We had Fair Warning, which is a Van Halen tribute, followed by Love Drive, Scorpions tribute, Dress to Kill, Kiss tribute, the Iron Maidens. They were just incredible. The original members of Frehley's Comet, Todd Howarth and Anton Fig, was there, joined by Brad Lang of Y&T, Bullet Boys, and Foreigner, along with guitarist Keith Robert and the headliner Slaughter.
Wow!
Imagine that. This is one night. This is all one night. It started at 6 o'clock till past midnight.
Jeez.
And we get on this bus. It was like around 4:15. We got there a little late because, of course, LA traffic. And then I was right to work. No merch this time. I actually went straight to work and did the tickets coming in, and then basically going into the show and enjoying the show and doing my job in there, and it was non-stop. But what a high it was. I mean, we're in the middle of downtown LA with a bunch of Kiss fans enjoying this incredible rock and roll party with 6 bands playing that night. It was just, and we weren't even on the cruise yet. I'm thinking,
I was about to say, this is all before everything begins.
Yeah, look how amazing this is. We're not even on the cruise yet. Imagine what the cruise is going to be like,
Oh my gosh.
And that's like, what a night.
So does the band know about Kruise Fest? Are they aware that this happens before the boat?
I'm sure they're aware of these events, and we had a mention from Sixman on their site that this Kruise Fest was happening. Oh, so nice. Yeah, I'm sure the band is aware of it. That's and we really had cool. As a raffle, which we're still giving away, by the way, we're still selling tickets for the raffle for a Gene Simmons bass guitar.
Whoa!
So that's still happening, and as we speak now. So yeah, I'm sure they're definitely aware of it.
Gotcha. That's really cool. So were you on week 1 of the cruise or week 2 of the cruise?
No, week 2 of the cruise.
Week 2 of the cruise. So now, you bought your tickets before they announced the extra one beforehand.
Yeah. And I had already booked my flight and everything, so I couldn't make changes. And at that point, I committed to Kruise Fest anyway, and I wasn't going to let Joe and Patrice down. So regardless, I wasn't going on week 1. But that morning, the morning of the Kiss cruise, it kind of dawned on me. Wait a minute, this is the first time they're doing this week 1 and week 2 of Kiss cruise, right? Yeah. What happens is people disembark from the ship, then get back on again. What happens when they disembark and here we are showing up for week 2? It's going to be crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So we had to book our boarding time. So I booked it at 12:30, a little late, but I figured let's get things out of the way for people first. Let them figure things out. By the time we get there, everything should be in the clear. And we saw videos of lineups it looks like it was miles long. People waiting for God knows how long. Complete chaos from what I heard, And I thought, oh boy, this is going to be tough when we get there. We get there, there's no one to be seen. We just go right in, we check in. We're freaking out because we see the ship, we're almost on board the Kiss cruise, and no one to bother us, no wait time whatsoever.
Perfect.
Just incredible, And I wore a sailor's outfit that I put Kiss Cruise 11 patches everywhere on it, and I was saluting people that I was taking pictures with, So yeah. I spent all that money on that darn thing. I'm gonna wear it all day long.
You might as well, right?
So I wore it at the hotel. I wore it pretty much all day. So just had a blast with that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And I mean, when we got on the ship, again, that's the theme of this podcast. It's nonstop. We get to the ship, we drop off our stuff, and we go get a quick bite to eat because we had nothing to eat whatsoever. And then we hit the stage before the sail away show. We waited a good 2 hours in the blazing sun before the band came on.
Wow. So they do electric shows now, right? On the Sail Away show,
Yeah.
they don't do acoustic shows. Do you have a preference? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter whether it's electric or acoustic, whatever the set list is. It's interesting being in front of your computer and talking set lists and logistics and I don't like this, I don't like that. But when you're there, trust me, you don't care about the set list. You don't care if it's electric or acoustic. You're just living the moment with all these fans around you and having a great time. And you're not thinking, I heard this song 1,000 times before. It doesn't matter because you haven't heard it today on this ship with all of these people. That
True.
song is different because of what you're experiencing around you at that moment. It's about living the moment. So no, it was fantastic. It was a shorter set. They played for under an hour.
Oh, really?
Most headlining bands on the ship played for an hour and 15 minutes. I thought Kiss would too. They played for under an hour.
Wow.
Again, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I really enjoyed the show. They didn't play anything special on the Sail Away. I couldn't tell you what they played at this point. Everything's like a jumble in my mind, but
Right.
Nothing that really for me stands out.
Okay, for sure. So obviously, besides Kiss performing, there's all kinds of activities happening on the Kiss cruise. So
Yeah.
I kind of like, would you talk about some of the activities that happened? Did you get to go to how many of them, or which ones did you get to go to? I know there's like songs with or stories with Paul, and then Gene will do different events. Eric, there's like a drum off. So which one of these events did you get to go to, and what was your experiences with those?
Oftentimes they do the activities and the shows at least twice on the ship. So you really have to organize your time if you want to try to see everything. And no matter how well you organize, it's impossible to see everything.
Yeah.
So on that first day, I got to see Buck Cherry and I got to see Striper. But I missed Sister's Doll, which I want to see. I missed Plush. I missed Black Savage. Just that name, I want to check it out. and Riot. I missed all of that. I got to make some choices, And the end of the night ended with a Kiss karaoke.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. So again, you have all these shows playing throughout the day, and then it ends with some kind of, an activity where fans get together and just get to know each other again, party it up, sing, dance, fool around, drink. It's just crazy, but a blast.
That's really cool, man. So wasn't there an Animalized night? I saw some pictures about something called Animalized night.
Yeah. Every night there was a theme. So the first night it was the Anchors Away. So that was the Sailors theme. Then there was the 70s night, which is night 2. Halloween, night 3. Dress to Kill, night 4. And my favorite, I spent the most time on this one, was the Animalize on night 5. And it was surprising how many people dressed up for all of these nights. Like, oh, am I going to be the only one? Everybody dresses up for these things.
Yeah, I saw your Animalized pictures. They were great. That costume was awesome.
Oh man, I looked ridiculous, but I felt like a rock star.
Yeah.
And people telling me, oh, yeah. People telling me, oh, Bas, you actually look really good in that. You make that work, and you should grow your hair out. Like, no, I don't know about that, but no, and I wasn't the only one. A lot of people dressed up for that, and it looked. I mean, when you dress up like Kiss, right? It take on a whole new persona, a whole different character. It's not you, so you can do whatever you want. It's like it doesn't matter because hey, that's not me. It's another. I'm playing a character, and it's just so easy to let loose. And I got to tell you, I was under pressure before the cruise because I had to lose weight to fit into those tights. Those were women's tights with a woman's shawl, and I ended up losing 12 pounds before going on the cruise. And then I realized Animalize on the last night, so I had to be good on the ship as well. So I didn't take the drink package. I didn't drink. Believe it or not, I'm on the Kiss cruise. I did not drink. I took the pop package, and I was really good the first few days. I was bad, like eating wise, in the middle days, and near the tail end, I was eating healthy again.
Yeah.
So by the time Animalize came back, I was in good shape. No problem. Let's go. you know?
That's funny. What a great way to what a great reason to lose weight for the Kiss Cruise.
Oh yeah, I'm still at it, man. I'm still at it. It's fantastic. Fantastic.
So we talked about the sail away show on top of the deck. Obviously, there's an indoor show below the deck where Kiss is in
Yes.
full makeup, full costume.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about that show because they opened up. Did they open up your set with "Love 'Em, Leave 'Em"?
Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, both shows were the same.
Okay.
For in week 2. I don't know about compared to week 1. We went to see an activity with Tommy Thayer at Tea Time. He was playing golf and he did golf related activities with the fans. And he was talking about practicing for something they haven't played on Kiss Cruise ever. We're all thinking, ooh, what could that be? And I think it was I Want You, I believe.
Okay.
So the set list for the indoor concert, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, War Machine, Heaven's on Fire, I Want You, She, Parasite, Making Love, I Love It Loud, Take Me, Cold Gin, Come On and Love Me, Love Gun, Black Diamond, Shout It Out Loud, and Rock and Roll All Night.
Okay.
Now, we're in a small venue, right? About 1,200 people, and you can't do any pyro, so it's just straight music. But at the end, for Shout It Out Loud, they had the balloons with lasers. They had all the confetti, you know. It was, and you're in an intimate setting, so it's like, man, what a party! What a party!
Were you down on the floor or were you up in the balcony?
We were there with a friend from Argentina, and he basically films everything, right? And he had first dibs at rooms and at the concert. We could have gotten the pit, like right in front of the stage.
Wow.
And he got the seats. I'm thinking, why did he get the seats? Then I realized, okay, he's filming everything. So there was the pit. We were like 2 seats behind the pit, dead center. Center. So it was fantastic seats, fantastic.
And you're
right
like
down the middle.
And Kiss is like probably what, like 30, 40 feet from you or something?
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
not
there.
even. They're right there. I mean, if you're in the pit, you can touch them. you can touch them. You know, it's basically 2 people deep or 4 people deep. That's it.
That's a dream. That sounds like a dream come true. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
No, and it's like being in a small club with a big show like Kiss, and it's such an intimate setting. Nothing can ever compare to something like that. And again, who cares about the set list? Look where you are, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Just a surreal experience.
So what was your reaction when they opened up with Love 'Em, Leave 'Em? Because when I saw it on YouTube, I was like, oh, I can't believe they're playing that. That's one that they never play. So was that something that got the crowd going? Was that something that got the crowd excited?
Oh, absolutely. From my part, I was already excited because a good friend of mine, Dan Frank, invited me to his Paul Stanley meet and greet. He had bought a Paul Stanley stage played guitar. So I had met Paul again just a few minutes prior to the show. So I was already
before the show.
Just before the show.
Oh, okay.
So I was already on a high, and then I go get my seat. A couple of minutes later, Kiss comes on, Love 'Em and Leave 'Em. I don't remember hearing that song live personally, like me being at a show where they played that song. So that was for me an incredible opener. People were thinking, how can you open with that and not Detroit Rock City? Well, you want something different, you get different than you want the same. Make up your mind, you know? Yeah. So no, that was a great opener. I was hoping that Gene would do his bounce like he does in the video.
Yeah,
but I'm thinking,
I was hoping he would do that.
Right?
His neck. Probably his neck he need a neck brace.
No way.
That's funny though, but yeah, the Don Kirshner or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Oh man. Yeah. So one other thing I always wanted to know, because you've done a few Kiss cruises at this point. So is Kiss available on this cruise? Are they walking around? Can you ever find them in the hallways, shake their hand, or do they usually? Is there a section for just Kiss?
Okay, right now after Kiss Cruise 2. There's a section for just the band. There's even a restaurant just for the artists, and nobody else is allowed in that restaurant. Okay. So apparently that restaurant at night is happening because they have all the artists in there and they're singing and they're playing, they're jamming. It's a blast. I know a couple of fans snuck in and were then kicked out. But yeah,
wow.
But on Kiss Cruise 1, they were basically, unfortunately, Kiss was restricted to their cabin. And people ended up finding out where their cabin was. So they basically stopped the hallway where Kiss was staying. They could never leave their cabin, you know? Yeah. And on the first cruise, they ended up leaving on the last day. So we actually had one day without the band on the ship. Because we had to report a call and they left. And now they have their own space. But still, we're told, listen, a courtesy to the band, leave them alone. It's also their vacation too. They want to enjoy the show. So I saw Eric Singer at the buffet at 2:00 in the morning. But at the buffet, I saw Bruce in the hallway. I saw Tommy Thayer in the hallway. I never saw Paul and Gene, but I heard that they were roaming around as well. A couple of times we were actually in the audience watching the show. Oh. And no one bothers them. No one bothers them. Good. I mean, at one point I just walked by Tommy Thayer. It's like, yeah, okay, it's Tommy Thayer. Yeah. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna leave him alone,
I've always wondered that, because I think it was one of the first two cruises. I remember seeing people with their videos in the hallways, and Kiss would be walking by and they were signing autographs. Thought it was kind of cool that it was like that, but I wondered how that dynamic would work in future cruises, because like you said, it is the band's vacation as well.
Yeah, I mean, they don't, people always crowd them and want autographs. Whenever they do a Kiss related event or activity on the stage, people in the front of the stage always have merch with them and then crowd the stage trying to get autographs, especially at the Stardust, where the indoor events. And anybody in the pit, guaranteed they want stuff signed. And Paul one time left right away and signed nothing. But after that, Paul, along with the rest of the band, they stayed for especially Gene, a good half hour to 45 minutes after their show to sign stuff for the fans. It was, neat. You mentioned Kiss-related events. There were so many of them. There was Q&A with Doc. How Quick Can You Kiss with Eric Singer. One of my favorites, On This Day in History, which was really cool. Fans submitted these iconic photos of the band, and it was put up on the screen, and then the band was asked a question about that photo. So you got an inside scoop on what was happening when that picture was taken.
That sounds really neat. Yeah. Somebody filmed that. I hope somebody filmed that. That'd be cool to see.
Oh, I'm sure it's out there. My friend Alf, I'm sure, filmed it. It's you go on YouTube, Alf, you'll find it. I'm sure it's there. What else was there? There was the Newlywed Game with Gene Simmons and his wife, and Sophie was there. Yeah, there was that. There was the Cruise Kitchen with Paul Stanley. He was making pasta. Then they served that pasta at the buffet.
Nice.
So much going on. And Are You Smarter Than a Rock God? And Gene had all this merch behind him that he was selling, right? Go to Kiss Online, or Gene Simmons soda bags, and Oh yeah. But he was giving away the vodka, he was giving away banners, he was giving away everything to the fans. It was talk about advertising, giving stuff away. Fantastic. Wow. Then I wish I was in the pit.
Right. Yeah. That's fantastic. So let's talk about some of the merchandise you collected from this event. So obviously you talked about having to go to the ATM and having all this access to merch. So was there anything that stands out for you that you were able to get and bring back?
All of it. I got the Kiss alcohol, the Drink It Up by Kiss, the cold gin and the Detroit Rock City rum, and all those amazing looking bottles. Yeah. And then an exclusive one for the Kiss Navy. Now, I could never get those because they wouldn't ship to Canada. Oh. So I was told that I could buy it there at the hotel, and then I could ship it. I go, perfect, I'll do that. So I did it. I did a pre-order. I paid $5 I bought 4 bottles, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go get it shipped. I went to UPS, they wouldn't do it. I went to the post office, they wouldn't do it. I'm not allowed shipping alcohol across the country from the US to Canada. I go, what the heck am I going to do? So I went to UPS and I got it packaged, and I went back to the hotel before leaving for the cruise, and I asked them if I could leave it there and come back in a week to pick it up. I thought, I'm going to lose this, but I'm taking a chance. So I get back after a week, I pick up my package, and I declared it at the airport like it was a piece of luggage. And it was really well packed. It was more fragile. And I went through the border, no problems whatsoever, no fees, nothing. Now, oftentimes I hear fans talking about shipping stuff to themselves, right? Yeah, that's within the US. But from the US to Canada, whole different story, right? Yep. So if you saw the pictures of Cruise Fest, there's that huge banner,
Mhm.
right? I bought that banner from Joe.
Oh, snap.
I bought
Gotcha.
that banner from
So you
Joe.
had to
Yeah.
get it from point A to point B.
Oh yeah, I bought that banner. I bought like 4 CDs from Todd Howarth. I got a CD from Anton Fig. I got a few books from Julian Gill. I got the poster from Chris Hoffman. Where am I going to put this stuff? It's huge and bulky, right? So I go to the UPS, get it packaged, got it shipped. $80 later, no problem. I come back. I get a call from UPS Canada that my stuff is stuck at the border and is put on hold. So I was asked, number one, why did I ship something to myself? Why am I the importer and the receiver? And I put like it's Kiss merch, $400 worth. They wanted everything itemized. And then they wanted receipts. So then I had to call them and explain, okay, I went to a pre-Kiss cruise party, which is like a Comic-Con where you buy from private dealers. And the price of an item isn't the actual price of the item. It's the value that they chose to sell it at. There is no receipts. So there's no way of proving how much I paid for it besides my word.
Right.
So this is what I paid for everything. And I gave them all that information, and then it arrived just a few days ago. Thank goodness. But what a headache to get this stuff over.
Yeah, no kidding. That sounds rough.
So I had 2 boxes filled with Kiss merch I had to ship over. Plus I had a luggage filled with Kiss merch.
Yeah.
That I brought over. It's ridiculous. I bought poster. Like I did the cruise pre-order, all the t-shirts and posters and all. I got everything. Pretty much everything.
All the Kiss Cruise official merch.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got everything. And I put that in my luggage. Every day you buy a drink and you get a special Kiss Cruise cup. So every day it's a different cup. It's like I was collecting those. And on the ship, every day you get a little gift. So we had a sailor's hat. We had guitar picks. I think it's like a keychain or luggage tag and a snow globe.
Oh, nice.
And the snow globe is nice, but it comes in a huge packaged box. It's like, where am I going to put this thing? It's like, there's no room for it, you know?
Yeah, more
so
stuff.
I had to overpack my Kiss merch bag to try to fit the snow globe in my luggage because I can't bring that on the plane. Because apparently, and there was video of this, on the first day, people brought it on their carry-on, not knowing that there's liquid in the snow globe. You can't bring that on the plane. Mm-hmm. And there were tons of boxes of snow globes in the trash. Imagine that. There's video of this. I would have lost my mind. I would have lost my mind.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, so I heard about that happening before I got to the airport. So I'm not putting this in my carry-on. No way, I'm not losing this.
No. Smart man. That's really unfortunate. Well, okay, so let's talk about the future, because obviously Kiss did announce another Kiss cruise for next year, but Kiss will not be on that cruise. Is that correct?
They will be on that cruise.
They will be. No makeup.
Yes. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm generally a positive person. And, you know, this cruise was advertised as the will time Kiss will perform on the Kiss cruise. That's what made it special. And then they took what was special out from under us when they announced 2024 that Kiss was going to play a sail away show, not in makeup and costume, but sail away.
Yeah.
Now, I always envisioned the next Kiss cruise as a Kiss cruise or a Kiss related event, like an expo on the high seas. So what I do like, they announced Soul Station's going to play there. The Gene Simmons band's going to play there. I thought that's really cool. They're going to have tribute bands. I don't know what Eric and Tommy are going to do, but they're going to do something as well. It'd be cool if Black and Blue were there. It'd be cool if Bruce Kulick and his band were there, you know. But for Kiss to be there, it kind of took what was special about this cruise away, you know.
I see. So do you think you'll be attending next year's cruise, or you think you're going to go ahead and sit that one out?
No, I would love to go, but the thing is, I'm a teacher, as everybody knows, and I was able to go on this one because I can get an unpaid leave every 5 years. And the last cruise I went on was Kiss Cruise 5. 6 years later, I got my unpaid leave.
Every 5 years?
Every 5 years. Everybody, listen. I got March break off. I got 2 weeks in Christmas. I got summers off. I
Oh,
can't
okay.
complain. Mind
That's
you, I
good.
work during the summer. I work during March break with the kids. That doesn't matter. But anyway, teachers have all that time, right? And then we're
Yeah.
asking for now. I'm going to have 2 weeks off at Christmas. Come back to school in January and leave for a week at a Kiss cruise. I can't justify that.
Yeah,
I wish.
sure.
I wish.
All right, so Pasquale, you want to talk to us about some of the musical acts on the show, like Bruce Kulick, for example?
Oh, you know what? I've seen Kiss 1,000 times, and a lot of the bands outside of Kiss, Striper, Buck Cherry, you saw Plush, really cool bands, Sisters Doll, really good bands, and I really enjoyed the music, But it's very rare that I get lost in the music. I get lost in the moment, and that's what I felt like, when Bruce Kulick and his band played. They were, just simply put, amazing. They play songs that Kiss never play.
Yeah.
And and I gotta be honest, a lot of the 80s Gene songs I'm not crazy about. But when they play those songs live, they give it a certain life. And it's like, wow, Bang Bang You, for example. Hate that song with a passion. It sounds fantastic live,
Yeah.
As much as people love Crazy Nights, I don't feel like the album is a hard-hitting album. But when those songs are played live, boy, these guys make it hard-hitting.
Bruce is a really good band.
Oh my God. Todd Kearns, Zach, Brent, fantastic players, all fantastic players, so much energy. They played 2 nights, and they mixed it up a little bit. So listen, the very first song of the very first night, The Oath. Come on.
That's surprising because Bruce wasn't even on that. That's not even Bruce's era. That's really cool because usually he sticks to, maybe his era, the 80s and the 90s. But to hear The Oath from Bruce's band, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I was there literally front and center. So all I saw basically was a band, and nothing around me mattered but what I was seeing in front of me. So yeah, totally lost in it. And when they played The Oath, man, that's it. I was gone. I was totally gone. And it's true. It's not part of Bruce's era, but Bruce and his band, they basically represent the 80s, right? But there's only so much you can do in that era, where it ends up becoming stale after a few years. I would love to see Bruce and his band continue the Kiss legacy after Kiss reaches the end of the road, and cover the entire catalog. It would be great to see Bruce and his band do 70s Kiss, do Monster, Sonic Boom, Psycho Circus. They would kill it.
They would.
These guys could play anything. And imagine what they could do with that material.
Didn't they, what was one other one they played? Didn't they play Hate from Carnival of Souls?
I believe that must have been the second night.
Must have been, okay, for sure. I thought I saw.
No. So on the first night, they played The Oath, Fits Like a Glove. Hate that song. Sounded great live. Tears Are Falling. They did a melody of songs, Hell or High Water, I'll Fight Hell to Hold You.
Wow.
Love that song. When Your Walls Come Down, No. And one of my favorites, Sword and Stone. They played that song live.
Wow, the demo. Okay.
Yeah, sounded fantastic. King of Hearts, Bang Bang You, Unholy, Domino, Forever. Bruce did I Walk Alone. That was cool. Bruce sang I Walk Alone. Then they did Crazy Nights, Turn on the Night, a medley. And then God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Nice. On
the first night. On the second night, they played Unholy, Who Wants to Be Lonely, Paralyzed. That was cool. Bang Bang You, Fits Like a Glove, King of Hearts, Reason to Live, but they had Tyson Leslie, who's a keyboardist. He's in the Vixen band.
Yep.
And he did that. Thou Shalt Not from Revenge, Jungle from Carnival of Souls.
Oh, Jungle from Carnival of Souls. Okay.
Yeah. See,
Okay,
I wish Carnival of Souls is so unrepresented in the Kiss catalog.
Yeah.
And to hear some of those songs played live, Jungle was just phenomenal live. They played Domino, and another one, which is a surprise, Sure Know Something, they played.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, they played Sure Know Something.
I did not see that or hear that. I gotta hear that. I love that song.
And that's
I
what I'm
love that
saying.
song.
Yeah, it's a great song, and they played it amazingly live. And again, that's why I'm thinking they should represent all Kiss era. They would do an incredible job.
I can't
They did.
imagine just sitting there and then having them play all that
Oh,
stuff. Oh my gosh.
oh
Like you said,
no.
I would just get lost in that.
Yes, it was by far the highlight. I mean, yes, Kiss plays the same old stuff over and over again, and I think that people let it go because they know that they're going to get that stuff with Bruce Kulick and his band. So one way or another, we're going to get that stuff live.
Yeah.
Even with the Gene Simmons band, they play a lot of deep cuts that we don't hear Kiss play. So we tend to forgive Kiss a lot easier because there's all these other bands that play this stuff just as amazing.
Yeah.
They also played Forever, again, with Tyson Leslie. Then they played Crazy Nights, Turn on the Night with Tyson again. And they ended it with Spit and the Star Spangled Banner, which was really cool.
Oh yeah, doesn't Spit have a little bit of the guitar?
That's right.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's
I can see
right.
that. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. So by far, musically, that was a highlight.
That sounds freaking tastic. I can't imagine.
Kiss Cruise has become the Bruce Kulick cruise. This is what the fans look forward to. And I don't believe for a second Sixman could get away with having a Kiss Cruise now without Bruce Kulick. It will not work. It will not work.
How many years has he been on the cruise now? Is this his third time? Or
I believe it's his third time.
Because I've heard a lot of folks say that, yeah, they end up going to see what Bruce is going to pull out because they can kind of count on Kiss doing some of the same stuff, but Bruce always seems to bring the heat. Didn't he perform with Kiss at one point on the Sail Away show?
Yeah, I believe it was with Bruce and Ace.
Yeah,
Kiss
Bruce
Cruise
and Ace.
8, I believe.
I wish they would do some more of that
for
stuff
that.
because, yeah, I know. I wish they would do more of that stuff because obviously, with Bruce and Eric, the Revenge lineup is such a huge, era for a lot of fans, myself included. But I always thought they should have, Bruce more, or other members involved more like that and do more fun stuff on stage. But I don't know, but still really cool.
It is, and I'm actually surprised that Kiss lets them get away with it because I'm sorry, but the upstage Kiss.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you're getting a lot more like insane stuff from the Bruce Kulick band than you are Kiss.
But the band knows that they bring in the fans as well, and Bruce is a huge part of Kisstree and deserves to be on that ship.
Very true. And Claudio, your co-host from the Kiss Army Nation podcast, he was with you on the cruise as well.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights. We've often talked about doing a Kiss cruise together, and we're talking about doing it the last Kiss cruise, but because of COVID, it's got too complicated. We didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then when we saw our booking time this year, we thought there is no way we're going to get a good booking time till his friend Al from Argentina invited us to go. Like, nice. Okay, we got to jump on this. Absolutely. And we did it. And it was a real high sharing this experience with Claudio.
That's awesome.
He's such a class act.
And you guys were got to bunk together and everything?
Well, we were four in a small room, in a small cabin. We were basically two beds, a mattress in between the two beds, and a bunk bed.
I wondered how that stuff was because, like I said, I've never done any cruise at all, so I never actually ever see people or hear people talk about the actual the rooming experience. So these are pretty small rooms.
Yeah. Thank goodness I was the only one who brought a big suitcase because for all the costumes, everybody else brought the equivalent of a carry-on because 4 of the large luggage, it would never fit in a room. You couldn't be all 4 people and the luggage at the same time in the room.
Wow.
So some people would have to be outside waiting for another person to come out, and it'd be complicated unless you're sitting on your bed.
So the rooms are just for sleeping only, basically. Nobody's ever hardly in their room.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
For sure. Hopefully, I still would like to make it to next year's cruise just because I know that the band will still be there in some form. But I'm really curious to see what Tommy and Eric are going to do. They said that Tommy and Eric have some kind of special project planned, and they didn't say anything more than that because, of course, it has to be a surprise. But that's one thing I would love to see. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but I would love to see what Tommy and Eric are going to do next year.
Well, Eric is in Soul Station, so right there. Right. Who maybe what's it, ESP or what's it called?
Eric Singer Project. Yeah,
the Eric Singer Project. That could be something. Black and Blue with Tommy Thayer.
See, I'm hoping that Eric and Tommy get a band together and they do kind of what Bruce does and play a whole bunch of stuff from the Kiss catalog, because I know that Eric and Tommy are always pushing for Gene and Paul to put in some of these, more obscure songs. And of course, it never actually happens. But I know Tommy in the past has always said about how he's always trying to get songs like All Hell's Breaking Loose or, whatever in the set list. So hopefully they'll put together some kind of act where they do just literally all kinds of stuff from the entirety of Kiss's catalog. I'm really excited to see what they do.
I would love to see Eric and Tommy get up on stage with Bruce Kulick and his band and do some of their songs from Monster and Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Having Eric join Bruce's band or something like that. But yeah, I think there was a show maybe a year or two ago where Eric actually filled in for the drummer in one of Bruce's shows or something like that. And it was fantastic because, again, it's like half the Revenge lineup, but Eric was tearing it up.
Oh, yeah, he's great. He's great.
I would love to see some of that stuff. Well, Pasquale, is there anything else you want to talk to us about Kiss Cruise 11 before we wrap up here?
Just that it was, one of the most incredible experiences in my life. I've been to 4 Kiss Cruises, and for the longest time, the first Kiss Cruise was always the best because we were all pioneers. We didn't know each other. We didn't know what to expect. Every moment on that ship was a surprise. And for me now, Kiss Cruise 11, it was 6 years since my last cruise. So it was like starting over again. I got reacquainted with the Kiss Army or the Kiss Navy. I got to see my friends that I only see online. I made plenty of new friends, and we still keep in touch right now. We've become so close. And because of the podcast, funny enough, people recognize us in the podcast. That's crazy. People coming up to us, oh, loving your show, love what you do. I would love to be on your show. It's like,
profile for sure.
Oh yeah. We have one coming up with Doug Bentley coming up soon, who lives in Montreal, who knows us through the show, whom we met at the airport.
Wow, and you're all from Montreal, so you're
all from Montreal.
Wow, yeah. How about that? Small world, right?
So again, for me, the Kiss Cruise, it's more about the music, more about less about the music, less about Kiss, more about the fans and reconnecting with the Kiss Army. Because when Kiss calls it quits, that's all we're going to have is each other. You're right. Wow, what a good way to put it. For sure. So if you're watching our podcast, be sure to check out Kiss Army Nation podcast on YouTube, Spotify. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. They have a fantastic show. Pasquale and Claudio have a fantastic show on Kiss Army Nation podcast. Be sure to follow them and check them out. I think our next episode is going to be the Creatures box set review. Did you get the Creatures box set? Is that something that you're looking forward to, or did you? Did you seriously ask me if I got the Creatures box set? Are you serious?
I figured you did. I had an inkling that you did.
I got the Creatures box set. I got all the vinyl that comes with it. Absolutely. Can't wait to get that.
So you went the extra mile and got all the vinyl too.
Yeah. And I was excited about Destroyer, but I'm more excited about this one because I was very familiar with the Destroyer material and less so with the Creatures era. I wasn't there. I checked out during that era. So to hear these demos, which I heard nothing, by the way, right now. I'm going to be surprised when the box set comes in. I heard nothing. So I can't wait to listen in the dark and just be mesmerized by that music. I just can't wait for that thing to arrive.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited. I'm hoping that it actually ships on the release date so that we can have it, as opposed to having to wait. We'll see. But did you get it from KOL or did you get it from Amazon?
I got it from KOL.
Me too. I went ahead and got it from KOL.
The thing is, because I'm in Canada, I heard that the price on Amazon .com, the US, went down to like $178 or something.
Yep.
That's US, but it never went down. It never went down in Canada.
Oh, really?
So whether I bought on Amazon, I bought on KOL, I would have paid the same price. I wouldn't have saved much.
Gotcha. Yeah, as soon as it was announced, I went ahead and just got it on KOL because it wasn't even on Amazon. But then when it was on Amazon, it ended up going down to 180.
Yeah.
Jeb got his for 180. So he's
nice.
He's like, I got mine for half off. And I'm like, shut up. It is what it is. It'll still be great. And yeah, I'm really excited. So awesome. So we have, I think it's this Friday is when it's coming out.
It should be. Did you get it with the t-shirt or did you get just the box set?
No, it was already sold out by the time
okay.
You know what? No, I think I just went ahead and got the regular because I didn't want the shirt. I could have got the shirt for a couple bucks less, but I probably wouldn't have worn the shirt. So I just went ahead and just got the standard edition. I figured I'll let somebody else have the shirt because eventually I think it did get sold out.
Yeah. For
I just
$3
wanted
less,
to
I got the shirt too.
do what?
For $3 less, I got the shirt as well.
For sure. Gotcha. Yeah. Right on. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you everybody for listening to Pasquale geek out about the Kiss Cruise. I hope I'm super jealous. I'm sure we all are too. But anyway, thank you, Pasquale, so much for joining me and for talking about the Kiss Cruise. I really love having you on, man.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
And to the Kiss Army watching, please subscribe and like Kiss Army Things and Kiss Army Nation podcast. You can find us all on Facebook and Instagram. We love talking with Kiss fans, so be sure to join us and join the discussion. Leave your comments in the comments below because we'll definitely answer them and talk to you guys. Peace out. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Kiss Army Things. See ya.
Take care, everyone.